Now, over the last 3 years, Earth's glaciers have melted the fastest that they've done so on record. Now, recognizing this crisis, the United Nations has announced the 21st of March as the World Day for Glaciers. The United Nations General Assembly has also declared 2025 as the International Year of the Glacier Preservations to focus on global action to tackle the crisis. Since 1975, the Earth has lost as many as about 9,000 gigatons of ice, causing a rise in sea levels and a flood of economic, environmental and social problems. Now, glaciers have lost nearly 450 gigatons of mass in 2024 alone.
But globally, we can say we have some 275,000 glaciers left, disappearing quickly. And in total, the glaciers, together with the ice masses on the ice shelves of Greenland as well as Antarctica, it's about 70% of all the fresh water is stored in the ice mass. Important to note is that WMO only last month declared 2024 as the warmest year on record after a number of record-breaking months with highest temperatures.
The melting mountain glaciers are raising the sea levels, causing devastating floods and also disrupting the flow of water for hydroelectric energy and agriculture. Mountain glaciers have caused an estimated sea level rise of 25 millimeters, with 1 millimeter added each year. Now, each millimeter rise puts nearly 300,000 people at a risk of floods.
Really, every tenth of a degree of warming that we can avoid will prevent us from 2.5 millimeter of sea level rise from glaciers alone, and again, which prevents about 500,000 of people from exposure to annual flooding.
Now, experts call glacier preservation not only an environmental imperative but a survival strategy. For centuries, glaciers have been natural reservoirs, storing fresh water and sustaining rivers that provide water, irrigate fields and power hydroelectric plants. In regions like the Himalayas, the Andes and the Alps, glacier-fed rivers like the Ganga, the Yangtze and the Amazon are the backbone of the ecosystems. The expanding glacial lakes in the Himalayas are causing glacial lake outburst floods. Last August, Nepal's Khumbu region had witnessed one such event. The Hindu Kush Himalayas have over 25,000 glacial lakes with over 260 million people living in the region. Now, these mountain-dwelling communities are witnessing the rising variability in the water availability and related hazards. And our correspondent Saloni Murarka has sent us this report from Kathmandu. Listen in.
Nepal is one of the most disaster-affected countries in the world and among the top 10 countries most affected by the climate-related hazards. Climate change is melting the glaciers in the Himalayas at an alarming rate, affecting the fragile ecosystem, vulnerable communities, and billions of people downstream. If the global greenhouse gas emissions continue at this trajectory and the global temperature rises more than 4 degrees Celsius, by 2100, the Himalayan region will lose up to 2/3 of its glaciers, as per the study. For farming communities, this means water shortages, less feed for the livestock, and increased risk of natural disasters like floods and landslides. The Hindu Kush Himalayan region encompasses 8 densely populated countries, including India and Bangladesh, which majorly depend for its energy and clean air and livelihood. In fact, many of the poor communities are already feeling the change in their lifestyle or the water sources drying up. In Nepal, 21 glacial lakes have been identified as potentially dangerous, out of which 6 have been put as an high risk. Saloni Murarka for WION World is One in Kathmandu, Nepal.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.